abilities that builders can have. And I think architecture isn't about. It's not about money, and it's not about numbers, and it's not about facades. It's actually about people living in or working inside buildings and then transforming them. So what I'm trying to do in my 20 slides is talk about things. Actually, I try to keep it clean. It got quite rude at stages, but I wasn't anticipating the late hour, so it's got rather milder than it was. But to try and talk about 10 qualities of buildings, and we've picked 10 art slides and then 10 examples of where we try to do it in the building. So it's pretty logical, so it should be easy and straightforward. And actually, when I've done PechaKucha before, we did it in about 5 steps, so it seems quite a long time, almost 20 slides, but we'll see. Right, I'm ready now. This is Gillian Waring. I've got this at home to print. And this is her dancing. She's a Turner Prize winner. And this is her dancing in this bloody awful shopping centre. But it's about celebrating and just some sort of reaction against the blandness around. And it's bored. This is a building we did. This is Gillette Square in Hackney. And when they opened the building, they set these fireworks up, which actually set fire to the top of the building. I mean, literally, it's scorched all the top. But this is about celebration. This is the Vortex Jazz Club is in there, and this was the start of the Jazz Festival, and it was actually on Radio 4, and it made me weep. It was brilliant. So this is then. So that was celebration. This is cutting. This is Gordon Matter Clark. I don't think he's in the picture, but obviously this was they cut this building up next to, or when they were building the Centre Pompidou, and obviously we're cutting buildings too, and about Park Hill, which you'll see in a minute, where we've taken the existing structure and cut things. This is the cut, either for the lift or there's a spiral stair. So actually taking the physical structure and cutting it. And what's interesting is you're creating new spaces. Obviously it's very gridded, Park Hill buildings, they're big flats of a Sheffield. But actually by cutting through it, you disrupt it and get amazing new spaces and make new links, new vertical links. This is words. We work a lot with words in the office. I think because we're lazy, we write down or we talk our clients to death before we ever draw anything. We seem to do buildings over the phone. This is Joseph Cassu, and he's done several buildings like this. There's one Venice Biennale where it actually lights up the meal, but the idea of the service. And then this is I Love You, Will You Marry Me? This is was at Park Hill and was graffiti, which is going to be cleaned off, but this is the skeleton. It's a very nice, romantic thing to say, a very hard environment. And actually now we've kept it and traced Milan over it, and never been splashed around marketing to death. We've never found out who was made. So then this one, this is about words, this is about humour, and about jokes and visual jokes. This is, there's an Andy Warhol exhibition in this building, so they obviously brought the kind of soup cans out. And then we did a building Roald Dahl Story Centre, where we're actually not as brave as we should be. We keep coming up with daft jokes and things. But this one we actually done. So this is Willy Wonka's chocolate, as you can see, it says Wonka, and this is the door to the loos. And at one stage we didn't have the smell of chocolate in the loos, but the client found it difficult to keep generating it. But anyway, and you can see it's melted. So and then this is this hangs in our loo at home. This is Richard Billingham, and it's about Patton. This is a photograph of his mum. He comes from Sunderland. He went home from sort of art school at the Royal College and photographed his mum, and she is covered in pattern. Her arms are covered in pattern. She's making a pattern and even a fancy. God knows what the wallpaper's like in this house. And this is actually the Maggie Centre. So it's not a very good slide. But we got very excited about Victorian wallpaper, and these are pineapples, which are a symbol of welcome in Victorian times. God knows how we got that. And we were screen printing it onto plastic sheeting, which got used. And this was just the whole idea of lying around the office. We could have done this. Then is talking about it's about nature, rather odd. I've got some of the records. In fact, I can do the whole thing about record covers and facades. A number of elevations we've nicked from record cover. This is the New Order record cover by Peter Saville, but we were talking about bulrushes. Well, at least the planners and the master planners at Studio Over West thought it was about bulrushes. This is it, and it's on a very wet site, but I just liked it because it reminded me of a record cover. So these are the Booth Soleil. This is a building we've been in Nottingham, Highfields, and this keeps the sun out where we need big open plan spaces. So everybody thinks this is about bulrushes, but actually I know it's about a record cover. So I've lost my place now. Our space within spaces. So this is something that people like Richard McCormack, DGW use a lot, talking about creating a space within a bigger space. There's obviously something we're working a lot with where you're doing schools, or even if you design pubs, it tells you have to be in a space, like if you're the only person in a big pub, you have a sort of enclosure. And then this is a building that's supposed to be in the RBA Journal this year, this week, which is a big building done at Coventry University. And I call these the dog bowls, but I can't call them something nicer, like hubs or something. But literally you can get 15 students and they sit and you'll see them when it gets published. They all can sit down, you can sit there because it's open all night. So this is about light. This is a Dan Flavin who just uses old fluorescent tubes, but how you can use light in the building and how that changes things of artificial light. And then we're going to go back to Gillette Square in a minute. Are we? Got this. Sometimes the 20 seconds seem long. There. And the facade changes at night. So obviously during the day when the neon comes up you get different patterns, and then when the activity inside. So you get 4 or 5 different versions. But this is really pretty. There's a David Bowie album called Stage where he's standing in front of fluorescence. And so that's really the crew. I'm just making out it's Dan Flavin. It's really just another record. And then this is about night and how, this is obviously in Hopper, and how a building could be like this bar here could be quite closed during the day and the windows are reflective, but at night that private world comes out into the street, it sort of reveals itself, and the sort of connections completely change at night. This is a building biochemistry in Oxford where we're very pleased that we put all the labs on the outside of them so you can see them in, but actually at night you see writing and people work all night. So that whole thing about science being dangerous and private actually gets broken down and it sort of exudes out into the street. And then the last 2 slides, this is colour. All of our buildings have colour. This is Ian Davenport. It's a piece he did under a bridge, the sort of extreme drip paintings. And in fact, he did a piece in the biochemistry building you just seen. And finally, our tribute to Playcraft, if people remember that. The next slide will show what we did on the outside. So there we go. That's the outside of the building, which is just completely saturated with colour. It's 180 metres all the way around. And so it just changes all day as the light falls on it. I think that's it. There we go. You're allowed to go.